Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon, everyone. Everyone can see my screen now?
Yes, madam.
I cannot hear you.
Yes.
Yes? Right, okay, everyone can see, right? Okay, now we are still waiting for the rest to join. Sorry for the short notice about to join the class because I just finished my talk at 2:30. So I thought that I want to continue at 3, but I said it's quite late. And I'm worried later on I have to face the traffic. So because now I'm in Damansara, I have to deliver the talk about occupational safety and health in construction management scope training. Okay, so everyone already take your attendance? Done? Make sure don't forget to take your attendance, because some of you later on text me that you said, oh, I forgot to take your the attendance. I don't want that things, okay? All right. So did you remember which slide that we stopped last week? Which slide? I already teach you about the calculation, right? About the cost reimbursement contract.
Yes.
We have done, right? Okay, so we stop at here, is it? The common contract document? Yes or no? Hello? I forgot which part we stopped because I have a few class, so I forgot which classes stop this session or what? Which subtopic? Anyone remember?
I think we have done 3.2, so you start from 3.3.
Oh, okay. So this one done.
Yes.
Sure. Okay. So we start with the construction project. Okay, contract participant. All right, thank you. So for the construction project and contract participants, who they are? So they have clients, authorities, consultant, contractor, financial, the supplier, and manpower. So these are the stakeholders involved in the construction project. Okay, if you look at here, the client have public and also private sector. I asked you, I think, in the class, right? So I hope that you get who is the example from the client, and also consultant is the architects, okay, civil, and also QS. These are the consultants that involved in the construction industry. And in terms of contractor, we have main contractor and subcontractor, and then manpower, technician, skill worker, unskilled worker, supplier, nominated supplier, manufacturer. Okay, and then authorities is federal, state, local. Okay, and then financial, they have bank, okay, the credit cooperation and so on. Okay, so the standard form, okay, of contract. Okay, so these are your senior, previous, they make it what attractive presentation. So they just put their classmate photo, so they make it like a dialogue sketch. They said, Rosmi, do you know what is the standard form of contract? And then Rosmi answered, yes, Sharif, a standard form contract is a contract between two parties where the terms and conditions of the contract are set, okay, by one of the parties, okay, and the other party has little or no ability to negotiate more favorable terms. Okay, so what meaning here? Usually the contract will be prepared by the client, okay, and the contractor is the one who either they want to accept, negotiate, or not with that condition. If the contractor doesn't want to accept that contract, they can refuse, okay, they can not to accept it, okay, because the client have the rights, they have to set the terms and condition, whatever they want, because that is their project, okay. If they don't want to negotiate, so they have to find a contractor that can accept their contract, okay. Doesn't move, Really? Now? Is it moving? Hello? Is it moving or not?
It's still showing 3.2.
3.2? Okay, wait. Let me stop first. Then I share again. How about this one? It's moving?
Yes.
Now it's moving.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is what I mentioned just now, okay, about the contract between two parties. Okay. And next is, okay, who's the bodies and institute? So we have commonly JKR for the public project, okay. And then we have PAM, okay, Pertubuhan Arkitek Malaysia. And then we have CIDB, okay. And then we have the IEM, okay, for the M&E works, okay. So these bodies, institute, they come up with the standard form of contract. For public, for the government, usually they will use the JKR PWD document. Okay, if they have a contract without quantity, so they have to use the standard form 203. Okay, if they have with quantities, meaning that with the BQ, so they have to use form 203A. So it depends on the project, okay? And if they have a nominated supplier, they have to fill the form contract standard form 23N, okay? And then the rest also, they have to refer what kind of project. And same with the private sector, they use a standard form that have been prepared by PAM, okay, Public Architect Malaysia. And then the IEM, okay, they have Institute of Engineering Malaysia, that they have a specific standard of form for civil engineering works and also for the M&E works. And for the building works, usually they use a PAM, Pertubuhan Arkitek Malaysia, okay, with quantities, without quantities, so different form, okay. All right. And next is about the form, what they are usually use. So here they have the without quantities, must have a drawing and specification from part of the contract. And then if the BQ must be there, okay, the nominated subcontractor, the main contract must be based on this one. Okay, and then for design and bid contract also they have a standard form. Okay. So in a contractual relationship, okay, for the public, they always have the SO. Who is the SO in a public project is a JKR. Okay, so they have the employer, which is the government. So they have consultant and contractor and the SO here. Okay, for the contractual, they engage separately, this one. Okay, but for the communication, okay, the SO are the parties who have get in touch for everyone. Okay. And then the government, this one is others is by CIDB standard form. So they have a standard form for building work, okay, 2000 edition. And also they have enhancement, the tender procurement for both public and private sector. Okay. And they make sure that the risk is equally to all parties. Okay, so these are the building works. Okay, these are the standard form. Okay, that they are using for the nominated subcontractor as well. Okay, and then the private sector, this one IEM, they have the form. This one CE 1/89 is for the work of civil engineering. Okay, and this one for the still engineering work as well. And this one for the mechanical and electrical. This one for the subcontract. Okay, for the third party. Okay, so they have a IEM standard form of contract. If you look at here, the IEM standard form, they have different for engineering works, for electrical and engineering work here also. Okay. So this one, Pertubuhan Arkitek Malaysia, they have the private sector, they pay PM contract. Okay, so these are the clauses that available. The latest one is they have 7 articles and 38 clauses. Okay, so these are the common standard form in the one that they already apply. Okay, so what the client have to do is they have to add the information according to each clauses. So whatever they want to make it term in the condition must be clear. Okay. And then this one, agreement and condition of PAM contract 2016. Okay, and this one 2018. This one with quantity, so means this one is the latest one. Okay, so previously they up until the execution completion work, but now they have the execution of temporary work as well. They have to prepare. Okay, so you see they have the amendment for the standard of form. So you see here the clause for variation for the quality and quantity of work. They have mentioned here for with quantities or without quantities. Okay, they have mentioned who is the responsible person. Okay, and then for the international project, okay, they have to use FIDIC. Okay, in FIDIC also they have a different form for the construction. For the turnkey project, design and build, and then plan, design, build. Okay, so there's specific one. All right, now we go for the factors considering types, okay, of contract. Any question, class, before we go further for the 3.5 just now for 3.4? Everyone clear? Make sure you prepare 2 questions before we ended the class. So, okay.
Yes, doctor.
Any questions?
No.
Yeah. Okay, so now factor considering types of contract, we go next. Okay, so these are the factors that they have to consider: the allocation of risk, okay, the time constraint, okay, the amount of information available at the contract formation, the likelihood changes, okay, finance available, and types of complexity of project. Okay, you remember that the previous week we learned about the procurement contract method, like traditional method, and then they have design and build, and they have what, construction management, and they have BOT, build, operate, transfer, and also they have PFR. Okay, and also you have to consider the type of contract. What they want to apply is either BQ or without BQ. Okay, so everything, these are the factors that you have to consider, the types of contract. Okay, so they say allocation of the risk. Okay, for example, the project is big. Okay, like for LRT project, for example. So they need to allocate the risk to a different entity, like many contractors, okay, to handle many packages, right? So in terms of this kind of project, they need to use the build, operate, and transfer. Okay, this is the best option for them to make sure that to allocate the risk. Okay, this project is complex. Okay, so that's why they choose the BOT. So they must consider this factor in order for them to select which procurement method or which the contractor they want, the type of contract they want to use. Okay, for example, like the project they want to build apartment. Okay, the client have a limitation on finance, so maybe they can go for the traditional method. But if they have a fund, so they can go for the design and build, okay, to build apartment. And also if they have a time constraint to make it fast that apartment, so they can go for the design and build, which is more faster than conventional. So everything they have to take into consideration, okay? And then the likelihood of changes in the employer requirement. For example, like if they said that there is a the potential to the project can get a lot of changes. Okay, so better for them to go for the design and build rather than traditional, because once traditional, you already done the drawing, that's it. They won't have a chances or limitation to change the design, okay? So there is an example that you have to consider, okay? And then the amount information available in the contract formation, okay? For example, if the client have information about to build the contract, the project, so means they can go for the traditional, okay, rather than design and build, because design and build, if the client don't know anything about the construction site and they don't have any experience, so they can hand over to other parties to in charge the overall project. What they can have is just receive the just receive the key later on, okay, the complete project. Okay, so these are the example like this show about the bill of quantity of contract for pembinaan bangunan sekolah Pekan Pahang. So for the allocation risk, they said this project is building a work moderate, okay, so what kind of procurement that they can use, okay, the time constraint is not emergency work, and then the drawing quality described, okay, in specification finance a project government, okay, stable, so the likelihood allowed additional variation omission. So when they said the cost project may higher, okay, for this kind of project, what kind of procurement that they can use, the type of contract is a moderate and specification is there, okay. Once they say they have a drawing and so on, meaning they can go for the BQ, and also for the procurement, it's not emergency, so they can go for the traditional method, okay, meaning that design, build, okay, because it's a moderate work project, okay, and also they have time to prepare this project, so it should we can go for the design build. Okay, so these are the overall about this topic about the construction contract type. They have lump sum, measurement, okay, reimbursement, contract, okay, and then they have a common contract procurement, traditional, design and build, okay, construction management, and also standard form of contract, government and private. And then the factors we already discussed. Okay, so these are the summary for this topic. Any question, class, so far? Done. No Kahoot, eh? Okay, so any questions? You must ask a question, eh? Hello?
Either,
Yes, please.
just now you say something about packages, right?
Sorry,
Even-
packages?
Yes, packages. What are packages actually?
Okay, good question, because I thought you already know about the construction industry project. Okay, it's like this. For the infrastructure project, like big project like LRT3, like MRT, okay, they cannot to rely only one contractor. Understand? Because it's a big, massive project. So usually this kind of project, okay, they have alignment, right? Long alignment. So every alignment, they already divided into packages. You know, for example, LRT3 is from Damansara to Klang. Okay, so Damansara is one packages. Okay, and then they have further at the Glamoury another packages. Okay, and then Insha Allah there is 3 packages, if I'm not mistaken, in a stadium. And then they have in the UITM, and they have section 7. You see, there is the packages, meaning that they have to divide the construction work into a few packages. So for example, for the LRT3, they have 10 plus 2 packages, meaning that 10 elevated and 1 underground, and another one is depot. Depot means where they put the storage for the train. Okay, you understand? That is what we call packages, or they call sections. Okay, so usually they call packages. Understand?
Yes, thank you.
So this kind of project is a complex project. So usually they will go for the build, operate, and transfer, the mega structure project. Okay. And especially for the infrastructure and services like this, for the public transportation to operate. Okay. So they have, and like a highway also, they can go for the build, operate, and transfer. Okay, good questions. So I hope that you clear about that project. Any other questions, please? One more questions. So very quick class, you see, only 50 minutes. If physical, I will let you in the class. Okay, another questions. Sorry, there is no line.
I have a question, Doctor.
Yes, please.
What will be the common risks that client will face when dealing with big company in Malaysia?
Sorry, what is a
What will be the common risk that a client will face when dealing with a big company?
what is the
Yeah, common risk.
common risk?
Yes.
Common risk on what?
That the client will face when dealing with big company.
What is the common risk that the client will face in what? I cannot hear.
Big company.
For the big company.
Yes.
For the big company.
Yes.
Big company of the client or big company of the contractor?
Big company of the client.
The risk on what? You mean what is the common risk that will be faced by the big company client, you mean?
Yes.
On what? On what?
On
what?
maybe on management.
Management, or do you want to say
No.
what is their risk in order selecting the contract, or what? I didn't get the point. In handling a project?
Yeah.
In order to handling a project for the big client
Yes.
company, is it? That's what you mean?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
what is the risk?
Yes, that's what I
Okay,
mean.
okay, good. All right, thank you. So your friends asked about what is the risk that commonly faced by the client who are the big company in order for them to handling a project, okay, related to the contract, okay. So usually for the big company client, they own a project, and then what they facing usually about the contractor, okay, the one that they appoint, there is with the contractor or with the consultant, they have the tendency for them to be charged pricely, okay, the cost of the project, but the client also know their standard, okay, they know what is the term and condition. So sometimes the consultant and the contractor, they cannot what they cannot cheat also. Okay, so they just follow whatever in the term and condition. So what they're facing is maybe they will get an underperformance contractor. Okay, even though usually for the big company client, they are less what they call less risk compared than medium company client, because medium company client sometimes they are no fund to appoint a good contractor or consultant, but for the big company usually they have no problem in order for them to appoint a perform contractor and also perform a consultant. Okay, so the risk only I can say that they might be overcharges by their consultant and contractor, but the rest, I think there is no issues related to the contract. Okay, for the big company, I don't think they have an issue. For the big company, usually the client will, it's just like, okay, one thing, if the big company, usually some depends on the client. If there is no background in the construction, so they might have to appoint the project management contractor, which is the project delivery. So they have to hand over all to the PMC, they call. So this PMC, project management contractor, they are the one to have to responsible to make sure that all the project has been delivered well. They act as like representative of the client. So the challenges for the client is, like I said, they might overcharge, and they sometimes no rights to monitor, no chances to monitor details for their project because they already hand over to the PMC. Okay, usually there is the risk that they're facing. Okay, thank you. Good. Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? Have you done take your attendance? Okay, we have 23 students here. Good. All right. So any other questions before I close the class? End the class. Anyone? Can you turn on the camera? And everyone get ready. Okay. So I want to screenshot. So we okay, our class is supposed to be have 31 students, but where is the other? How many more students? They're missing 6 or 7 students. They're missing. Okay, turn on the camera. I want to see all of you. But you already meet in face to face, right? So next week is Raya. Is it? So when is Raya? 21st or 22nd? Hello? Hello, everyone. When is Raya?
Not sure.
Not sure.
According to calendar, 22nd.
But according to news, 21st. Okay. Anyone heard about the news about the earthquake? About there is a high possibility that we in Malaysia will get the earthquake. Have you heard about it?
Will never happen.
Yeah, I just heard it, doctor.
So,
Betul ke doktor boleh jadi?
of course, it's possible. Yes. So please get ready, okay? If you can run away, then you run away. Okay. So, but we don't know how worse and when. Okay. But is it possible because there is a after some time, you know, there is a what condition where is the nature, okay, they make a what earth movement. Okay, so there is no, don't be surprised because we are surrounded with the earthquake link line, you know. Okay, So it's nothing possible. Okay, it might happen. Okay, everyone, I want to screenshot. Turn on the camera. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Where's the rest? 1, 2, 3. So everyone already balik kampung eh? Okay.
Oh,
So, so if no more questions, see you guys again next week online. Okay. So take care and happy breaking fast. See you guys again next week.
thank you, Doctor.
Okay, bye.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. Salam.
Thank you, Doctor.
Bye.
Selamat Hari Raya.
Not yet. Okay, bye.